Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to bunker with your hosts, Andrew McGovern and Bob the Badass Garlic.
Thank you very much.
The Bunker Project, podcast episode number 42.
Oh, that was so damn 42. I think I'm going to shoot myself.
Last week we did almost nothing that was in our show notes, so this week we're going to burn through them really quick, and here we go for a really fast-paced, action-packed show. Woo!
Thank you. Hey, we were peeking out all over the place.
No, we weren't. This is just in the video feed, not in the audio feed.
Petticoats.
All right, so let's jump into the show.
All right, splash. Here I am in the show. Oh, yes, kind of. It's very viscous and jelly-like. Nice.
So last week we closed off with our, awesome
live music.
Representative of the front bar, Kevin, came in and played some music. What was it? The Consumer
Blues.
Well, it was definitely depressing.
The Consumer Blues, and wow.
Well, I was chatting with him after, and that's based on a true story. I think he just got out of jail for that.
He bought his shoes for walking, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
He's the bar rat that could have been.
Yeah, not bar fly, not bar rat.
He's a nice guy.
No, he's an awesome guy. He's just a couple.
Actually, he is a nice guy to sit at the bar and talk about stuff.
Couple of shirts short of a load. It's like a couple of bricks short of a wall. Couple podcasts short of a No, he's a nice guy. Every time I see him, he's like, "Oh, how you doing?"
He's got a heart of gold.
Well, I would say no. More
like Pretty
gin.
Woman.
A heart of gin. I was like,
heart of gin.
A heart of gin.
Well, and he'll probably be back again. Maybe not this week, but
next week. Always entertaining. Always. One day we'll mic him. And then you'll really be sorry.
He's got a loud enough voice. He doesn't even need a mic.
But it's the way it slurs. I like.
Last week we were before Kevin came in and did his outro music. We were talking about how Google and Facebook and Twitter.
Didn't we just cut that whole section out because it was so boring?
I thought it was Facebook.
We'll give him a second chance.
I think Tristan was talking about that, though.
Kristen, were you talking about that?
Are you calling my comments boring now?
No, we're talking about the Supreme Court thing.
No, we're calling him non-existent from last show because we cut him out.
We didn't cut it out because of... and we usually go live to hard drive here, and we don't cut anything out.
Yeah, we just
Kevin
edit the heck out of last show.
And was tuning his guitar the whole time. We were talking about that.
It was pretty painful. It was pretty painful.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
I brought up the fact that on May 19th there's a hearing. Is it a Senate hearing?
That's tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow?
Well, it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago tomorrow?
Yeah, we're doing a time travel.
Right. Well, that's why I just refer to the date, past or present, May 19th.
Yeah, 2010.
The rapture is supposed to take place on Saturday.
Yeah, 1975. Oh, hey, I've got a story on that.
Okay, let's go with this. Let's go with the Tristan thing first.
Tristan thing, and we'll go straight to rapture after the Tristan thing because
basically
we'll need
they
it.
want to they're meeting to talk about possible more government interventions on privacy issues, and that the consumer will be able to opt out of what's going on, and that companies will be able to be regulated a lot harder.
Here's my general take on it: is that it feels like not just social media, but all this technology in general, social media part of it, and especially smartphones and how we search and how we're being tracked. It's the Wild West out there right now, and companies are, because the rules haven't been written yet, they're being written as we're going about it, and these businesses and corporations are doing what they feel like and going, can we get away with this? Is anybody going to notice? Is anybody really picking up on what we're doing? And then, oh, hey, lo and behold, something leaks and we pick up on it, and then, come down on it. So,
sorry, I can't say that, can I?
So, I mean, you can debate it both ways. Is regulation good or bad, right?
See, there was a great a great quote a guy gave me the other week, which was anybody that's concerned with your privacy on the internet, you didn't have privacy to begin with, so what's the deal? Yeah,
actually, Leo Laporte says if you put anything on the internet, expect it to be not private. And he doesn't care if it's in the cloud or anything. If it's not, it's either on the internet or it's on your hard drive. If it's on your hard drive, it's semi-private. If it's on the internet, there's no privacy. And he says, I don't care if it's encrypted or you go to a server. They said, "Oh yeah, we won't give you your information." As soon as the police come or the FBI or the NSA come in and say, "Hey, flash the badges, give us our service," they're gonna, it's a bunch of guys in a room. Say, "Yeah, I want to keep my house and my family and stuff. Take the service. I don't care."
Yeah.
And that's just a fact of life. It's like anything you put on the internet.
And Bob, when you say
public domain.
putting stuff on the internet, do you actually mean like publishing things and writing things consciously, or simply going onto Google and typing in a search term?
Everything.
Search terms are, yeah.
So
I mean,
are you saying,
especially search term, because that's all
all
part
lean
of
back
the
and say
market.
buyer beware, and everybody's
Totally. Use the incognito function if you're going to
You know.
search for something
Yeah,
that
but
you
even-
don't want people to know about.
Yeah, but even that, if they really wanted to figure out who, they could backtrack and figure out who
Yeah,
it was,
that's
right?
not
So it's not like you can hide
secure.
behind some cyber fake invisible wall. It's if they really want to find out and they have the resources and the brains, they can figure it out. I think the best policy is not to be nuts on the internet. I mean, it's like there's this law that if you threaten the president, even if you're joking, you get investigated. Right?
Mhm.
Not I'm saying I'm threatening him right now, you know.
We love Brock.
He's cool, man. He's cool. Now, hang on. Oh, somebody want to comment. Grab that mic. She really likes to touch
well,
that mic.
I know, but yesterday I was on the web and I had 6 viruses. Well, why don't they catch those people that are doing those things if they can track it?
Because they don't have a budget to do it. And the other thing, viruses and what we're talking a totally different thing. We're talking about just general people doing stuff on the internet. And there's this false assumption that, if I have my privacy settings turned on Facebook, then it's private. Nobody can find out. If I use Gmail and I basically trash people, nobody will ever see that email. It's everything you put on the internet, regardless of how much safety stuff they say, somebody can find that. Somebody can hack in, or the police can go in and get to it.
But it's bigger than that, and this hearing is about what a company like Google does in terms of tracking what people's activities and behaviors are. So it's the equivalent in the real world of you going shopping and someone basically following you around as you walk around a mall and making notes. And
MasterCard already does that, though.
so is that right?
Yo, MasterCard's tracking.
MasterCard tracks your
Since the
purchases,
60s.
and they make sure that they see that you're buying trends and things like that, and they'll alert you if they don't think the transaction you're making is a good one. You know?
There's an organized.
So that's a privacy feature already.
we don't feel like this is a wise financial decision for you to be making right now, like
Well,
that.
no, like say you go
Are
into.
you sure you really need those pants? You bought 6 pants last week,
say
and
you go-
you have other priorities.
Well, actually, that's going to be the future with the new
Fraud
new
protection.
intelligent
protection.
slash codes. You know what are they called? Barcodes. The new intelligent barcodes. You pick up the pants. The pants says, "Hey, look it. Number one, you haven't been keeping your diet going. We checked your fridge. You've been way too much junk food, and you're not exercising because we checked for that. You can't fit these pants. Go up 2 sizes."
Nobody would ever buy that.
Now you watch in the future, it'll be that level.
No, they will buy it. That's the whole point.
It's like, oh yeah,
'Cause
I'll
we're gonna
prove
make
you
sure
wrong,
they
Mr.
buy it.
Barcode.
That sounds like too much like.
It'll be part of the Biggest Loser program.
Actually, yeah, those would be biggest.
You
loser
are a
plans.
loser. Put these pants down. Oh man, that sucks.
Biggest Loser.
Well, they who
smart
did.
codes.
Well, what's interesting is with the philosophy of Google and their operating system, which is Android. Their whole thing is they want everything to be Android, like all appliances. That's what they want. Is that you buy a fridge, it'll have a Google intelligence in it. So when you take stuff out of the fridge, and it'll just make your shopping list.
Yeah, they're making Android everything.
It's like you're out of this, you're out of that, and would you like to order it from the store and have it delivered to your house? That is not too far-fetched in the future. I mean, that's applicable.
Not. That's very, very true. I
Right.
mean, a lot of places are asking developers to start coming up with new technologies in
Yeah.
that way.
Yep.
And I mean, they're offering good money for that sort of system too, and they're probably doing in-house work for like a couple of years to do that. So
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it was very interesting. I was listening to a show this week in Mac, I think, or Mac Central or whatever, and they were talking about there's for Android developers. They wow, the poor Android developers, they're not. They don't have a big market. And he said, no, they got 2 markets. They got one market, which is developing apps, which is for the consumer market, which really sucks. But then they've got the corporate market, and these guys are paying them big money,
yeah.
to create apps for huge Fortune 500 companies that have decided, you know what, we're not going to run on PC, on Windows, we're not going to run on Apple, we're going to run on Android because it's free and it's cost effective because we have 4,000 computers. And for us, it's better to have a free operating system than a Windows operating system because
that's a big market.
That's huge.
Custom apps for individual.
And then they say, they go to a developer and they say, look, we need a really good word
Enterprise.
processing. Enterprise
apps.
Make it worse. What's the budget? Well, we'll give you like $180,000 to develop an app. Great. Okay, we'll develop you a kick-ass app.
Yep. But speaking of apps and the whole privacy thing, we've got a...
the Google's privacy woes.
This is huge. With Google Android OS being easily infiltrated by hackers. And we talked about this with the that program, was it Black Sheep?
Yeah, it's the same thing as Black Sheep.
It's exactly the same thing, except...
Wasn't it Fire Sheep, though?
Fire Sheep.
Yeah, Fire
That's
Sheep.
right.
Yeah.
Fire Sheep.
Fire Sheep done by a Black Sheep.
And...
Black Hat.
Black Hat.
So basically anybody can get into an Android phone and
but
over an unsecured Wi-Fi connection.
It can only be done with an Android device.
Or if you control the internet connection that the person is hooked up to.
Yeah, well, like a coffee shop.
So make sure you get a WPA2 router.
Yeah, they said that the quick fix is to switch everything out HTML or to have the router.
Yeah, don't forget to have secure HTTP, Facebook stuff and Twitter.
Exactly.
Things like that.
If you don't know what we're talking about, check the show notes. We'll put some links to some security websites. There's about 400 or 500 pages you can read, or you can just hire somebody to figure that out for you.
Those guys are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Or you can get your Facebook and Google and Twitter identities jacked and...
Yeah, then you're upset and sad and
Yeah, psycho. And then you're going to spend the same amount of money for a psychologist. So you might as well pay for a developer guy.
So Tomi was asking, she said she got 6 viruses, right? And why is there not anything being done about these guys that are doing this? Well, usually, unless it becomes a really widespread problem, they really don't care.
They can't afford to care.
But as long as you have Norton Antivirus or McAfee or any of those things, and you all continuously update your virus databases, they should take care of most of that stuff.
But what about the Facebook viruses?
Those ones are nasty JavaScript ones.
Really nasty.
And the last one that came out, which was the dislike button that affected so many of my friends.
Everybody wants to dislike.
Well, no, they don't, but it's a campaign, right? And the campaign is for the dislike button. But whoever decided on that campaign obviously didn't realize, malicious software for a dislike button. Yeah, sure, everybody's going to get on board with that.
Exactly.
The scary thing was it would go in and it would actually take all your friends list and then immediately do it. Send out a message.
Yeah, Trojan style.
The other one that I had that was, I didn't have it, but a friend had it, was go kill yourself, I friggin' hate you, you're a complete jerk. And he had 500 friends and it sent it to every single one of those people.
Wow.
And it was kind of scary too because it didn't have any, and the only way to remove it is to hit this button underneath it. So it was the same sort of style. So whoever's doing this to Facebook is obviously not happy with the thing.
Facebook is a big target. I think a lot of hacking and development of viruses and stuff like that is basically a way to get recognition. And it's wow, this guy's a complete jerk. Look what he did. And he's saying, excellent, man. That's exactly the effect I wanted. He's not doing it maliciously to hurt people. He's just doing it to get recognition.
It's an ego trip, right?
Exactly.
Can I do it? Can I pull it off? And knowing that this is your baby out there, that you created this mess. Yeah. And there's no financial gain. There's no real accomplishment.
It's
unless you own a virus scan company.
Yeah. If you own one of those, you're woohoo!
Excellent. Well done, young man. You made me more money. Yeah, but the thing is, and they will target, and that's why traditionally Macs have been relatively safe from stuff like that, is because it's too small of the demographic, right? If you're going to make something to get recognition, why go do it with Mac? There's not enough people in it, so you go after Windows, and now with 600 million people on Facebook, that's a huge target on them.
Although
obviously people are going to
go
go after
it. It does happen now with Macs, people getting viruses.
Well, yeah, they're more popular.
Yep.
You can, but there's some free software you can get from the Mac App Store.
Or actually with Macs, it's tough because
nice.
The thing with Macs is the way that they're designed. as far as the software, you just rebuild your desktop and it wipes out any viruses you got on there. So it's a quick fix.
And if you want to hear more about this Mac, how viruses are affected by it, go back a couple of shows and listen to Kurt talk about it
yeah, exactly.
and tell us how he...
Go back, young man. Go back.
a couple
into
of
your
shows.
past. Ooh.
But Android having that, hacked stuff, you shouldn't be using unsecured Wi-Fi anyways.
No, but everybody does.
And McDonald's
that's
just
the point.
recently...
No, we're using it tonight.
McDonald's just recently turned
we're
on
not.
a switch where 1,000 of its restaurants across Canada now provide free Wi-Fi at every restaurant.
Excellent. All
So-
unsecured.
Yeah, because they want it to be more like Starbucks.
We're
Would you
using-
like a virus with that Big Mac? Absolutely. Just
we're-
turn
we're
on your
u-
Wi-Fi.
We're using secured internet.
Yeah,
here.
we are using secured internet off your hotspot. So
Yeah, and
Yeah, but not, for my hotspot, is that secure?
oh yeah, you got a password on it, and it's
Oh.
secure.
Oh, okay. Hey, if you want to know what the password is, it's... well, they wouldn't care because they'd have to
go
be in the
Canucks, go.
room. Yeah, exactly. You'd have to be within, 30 feet of this room to actually use that password.
2.2 kilometers.
Really? That far?
Just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't think so. About 40 feet.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun last Sunday. Andrew and I came in here and actually drilled some walls in. We put a couple of holes in this building, and then asked permission. Hey, can we put some holes? And they said, no. We got to ask the owner. So okay, fine. So we put the drill away, but we were able to actually hardwire from the land 150 feet away. We ran
From
150
the
feet of
front
LAN cable.
lobby, from
Yeah.
the router all the way down
Yeah.
through the atrium. and
In the
around
rain,
side of the
you know.
building.
Well, it was like we had a
through a
table
door.
outside. Yeah, table in the rain, a table.
Oh, yeah,
in the
and
rain
here's
with a chair on it with an electric drill plugged into the building with the rain on us, drilling into some concrete
And-
without safety
And
glasses.
before we figured out that we could put it through there, Bob wanted to stack 3 of those bar chairs on top of each other
I'd have done it too.
and stand on the top and drill through it.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
you
dude,
Just catch me if I fall.
that's not safe.
That's dangerous marketing.
It's dangerous installation.
That's drilling dangerously.
Drilling dangerously.
Yeah, landing,
That should be a YouTube show,
drilling dangerously.
or at least maybe a adult movie.
Yeah, this is
We
the show
should've-
that he gets electrocuted. It's awesome, man.
We should have made
His
a
eyes
YouTube
bug
video
out.
on that. That would have been fun.
That
Pretty
would've been-
crazy.
I
Pretty
would've watched
freaking
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
But no, we got some salt, so we got a landline here. Boom, plug it right into the computer.
Yeah, so
And,
no more worrying about the Barclay
Yeah, the Wi-Fi.
internet.
And eventually we'll have
Wi-Fi.
we're going to bring in a what do you call those? What do you have to plug them in? Router. Thank you. It's a highly technical term. We're going to plug a router in here, but have it Wi-Fi, and we just blast this room with Wi-Fi. So we'll have TANs at the end of the day.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
So that was a good digression. Take a drink.
Take a drink time, and then we'll go on to tablets. A little bit more
Yeah,
on tablets.
Amazon tablet, very exciting. Android. Rumor has it that Android is I'm sorry, Amazon Android. Duh. But Amazon is going to come into the tabloid market, because it makes
Tabloid
sense.
market.
Ooh, the tabloid market.
Yeah, with a 10.1, maybe a 10.2 inch. But they're going to I think the strategy, and this is based on stuff I've heard, is that they're going to come in and they're going to basically make a bare bones tablet that costs $125, $150, and it does exactly what you need. You can download books, you can do some games, just basic stuff. And the heck with fighting and just doing the fanciest and the thinnest and stuff. And they will get the 80% of the population that can't afford the $500 or $600.
I think what they're doing is they're going to bring out one that hardware-wise rivals the iPad, but is totally engineered to leverage their content,
books.
catalog, books in their app store.
But
and
it'll be priced. It won't be $500, dude. It'll be like $250, $300 max, man.
Well, don't they have the Kindle already?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the reason I'm saying this is because they have a Kindle. They used to have like a $140 or $160 Kindle. They put out a $120 Kindle. They have sold more of those Kindles. It's nuts. They've just sold tens of thousands of them. So they're saying, well, obviously, let's go after the. So basically, the way it was described is Apple has put out a Lamborghini, and Google has put out a Ferrari, and Amazon's going to put out a Toyota, and they're going to send millions of them.
Well,
Right?
according to
That's a good market approach.
It depends on, like, especially here in Canada, if it's just American or not. So
Well, just go down and say
because
go get one.
Amazon.ca and Amazon.com are completely different
Yeah.
businesses.
Hey, if you're going to
Yeah,
shop
but you
online,
can-
shop in the
you
States
can buy
and
an
go over the
Amazon
border.
Kindle and then root it, and
That's a
Yep.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you can use any.
Well, I have a
format you want.
$25 gift certificate for you if you want to go across the border.
Absolutely, I'm there. Big time.
We go there quite
Buy some
regularly.
headphones.
Now, the Kel L Quad Core chipset. That's a fairly expensive chipset, is it not?
Oh, well, a quad-core chipset is pretty, quad anything is pretty
NVIDIA's
expensive.
new.
Octa-core is going to be better, though.
So,
Octa-core. Where the heck is this like
so
dual octa-core?
I think they're coming out with a premium tablet.
Yeah, if a quad-core would be premium.
I don't think they're
That's-
going to... No. Let's...
That's
This is a bet, okay? $10 Canadian.
quad-core is like,
Actually, American because it's cheaper.
it's now standard in some MacBooks.
I don't think it would be a good strategy to come out with a low-end tablet. I think they've already got the Kindle for their books.
They need at least a
They're going to
2-year.
come out.
You know what
with
the downside is of
solid-
quad-core? Hey, a quad-core, more power. Less battery life.
Well, true, but I mean, they're wanting something that's going to last somebody 2 years. That's basically the
Yeah.
length that they're
What's that term called? It's the redundancy insurance or something like that?
bathtub curve.
No. Bathtub curve. What? No, that's
Are you
when
just
you go
making
into
things up
That's
now?
when
What?
you go into a
No, the
bathroom.
bathtub- the
there's a
bathtub
naked
curve-
woman in the bath, and you go, "Nice bathtub curves."
No,
No, you never heard that term.
a
You should try it. It's awesome.
Okay, a bathtub curve is actually where they figure out the length of a product and the time that it'll start to either not be the actual top of the line
Mm.
or the time it'll break down.
And it looks like a bathtub.
And then they'll put the thing. Yeah, it basically looks like a bathtub.
So my question is, when do they drop the soap?
Whenever it breaks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Well-
quad core is good. I don't like. I think battery life
Yeah.
is a huge deal.
So they've already got the low end on the for people that are going to read books, but Amazon's got so much more than that. They've got their whole cloud storage. They've got their whole Amazon Prime movie. Like they're competing with Netflix now, so they're getting into this in a big way to deliver their content, and they're not going to come out with a low end device. And I'd be
Well,
willing to bet
I would
I'd
think
be
that
willing
they
to
would.
bet a black beer on that with Bob.
I'll
You
bet
know
a
what?
black beer on
I'm
that
not going to
too.
call. No,
It's
I
not
would say
low-end.
it's not going to be a low end device. It's going to be a cost effective device that does what people needed to do, which is watch movies like Netflix, read books, do a little bit of emailing and stuff like that. It's a consumer consumption device.
Get an iPad.
Well, that's the thing is like an iPod,
Or a
$500, $600,
BlackBerry.
$800, and then
I'm
these
not-
guys come out
I-
with something like this. It's like 175, 275, 375. Well, geez, I'm going to go for the
I think it's a
275.
sign of how big a deal this is now. Tablets being like the next sort of rage, and is it
Yeah,
like,
how long a tablet's going to be around? Yeah,
right?
until
Is
the
it
next
is it
big
is it
thing.
just a fad, or is it like the next big thing?
I
Is it
think
going to
it's,
start replacing? Is it like a replacement for laptops? Is it?
I think it's a new category,
Yeah.
and I think it is the next big thing, unless you believe what what's his name from Microsoft says that they're not.
Oh,
jumping
Don
into it
Gibson, the
because-
janitor. He's awesome. Man, his opinions.
Well,
are
He says-
here's
he says
why I
they're-
bring it. Why I say that. A few years ago, a friend of mine was complaining about his brother and saying, "Yeah, he's got this expensive laptop, and all he does is use it to check his email and go on Facebook."
yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of
Misuse of
people
it.
who are going to look at this and go, "Well, I don't really use a word processor. I don't
Yeah.
use Excel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use any kind of high-end software. I don't really play
Yeah.
many games. I'm just going to buy this $200 device that hooks me up to the internet, and I can
and
browse
check
and do
my
everything I
mother's
need."
Exactly,
email.
and there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that fit into that category, and that doesn't mean
80% of the market.
That doesn't mean that laptops are going to disappear, but they're certainly going to sell less. I think. And I think
Yeah.
the
We're going to
tablet
see more
market
like the Atrix, where it's a
Yes.
compatible device that goes between different stuff.
is- absolutely.
Especially
Yeah.
with HDMI cables and things like that. Like you have the perfect monitor. and
Oh yeah,
that is
It-
your
it's a
television.
consumption device. It's a consumption device. It sits in your lap. You can use
Look for
like,
more connected TVs as we go forward in the next.
Well, yes, like
couple
it
years.
becomes your TV remote control. It becomes your alarm system. You can do your mail. You just sit there and become a fatter person on the couch.
But
And,
Microsoft said the director of market or of development, research and development for Microsoft, said that the reason they're not getting into this tablet space seriously is because what he's seen in the Microsoft labs is this smartphone with a little holographic beam that'll beam to your eye, and you'll see this giant screen. And
Now, this is the third time he's brought it up. He really wants it to happen. So,
Yeah, so,
Microsoft
like-
guys, please make it happen.
to me, I mean, like, holy smokes, that's like the holodeck.
Well, I wouldn't call it a holodeck. I would be more the retina
It's like
deck,
Star
but-
Trek's holodeck, man. It's
No,
like
it's a
you're-
room. You're talking about something beaming.
No.
It's a heads up. It's a HUD.
Yeah, I kind of agree with
HUDs
that.
would be cool.
No, but the
I
whole
never
concept
understood
is,
how in the holodeck they could fit all of that stuff into one little room with yellow lines on it.
Well, it's because it had a
LSD,
treadmill.
man.
Like
It's
you
all
could, you
LSD.
could walk
It had a
past
treadmill.
that wall.
That-
It
that
had a
whole
treadmill?
floor
That whole
was a
floor
treadmill.
No,
Floor was
no,
a treadmill.
sorry, it was hallucinogens.
Yeah.
You go in there,
Yeah,
you get a
actually,
huge
yeah,
hit of
I agree.
LSD, and it's like, whoa, it's like the size of the universe, dude. It's a holodeck, man, of course.
You woke up 3 hours later.
Ooh, man, I'm ready to go back
Well,
to work.
The other thing is, it's
Then
like,
how did it work on data?
Hey, just
So
hit him.
wait.
So Tommy wants to speak. Just
Well, I just wanted to know, can you do the Skype thing on like
On
a
holodeck?
telephone? No, on
Absolutely.
the iPad.
yes, for sure.
if they'll let you.
in the States, certain providers, if you buy a package from them, if they're a telephone provider, you cannot use Skype. If you try and use Skype, then it cuts off, and you have to use your part of your paid thing. You can't use Skype on Wi-Fi. Or,
I wanted to
Yeah, you
put
can.
Skype
can?
on my
Not on
BlackBerry.
Wi-Fi, but on 3G.
okay,
Talking
yeah,
about.
okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to put Skype on my BlackBerry, and I actually installed it and have the logo there, and it won't let me connect.
Yeah, but
Because
it'll
it's
still
only
accept the
available
logo.
to, I think, Verizon subscribers.
Yeah, I know,
in the
it
US.
sucks.
So it's never a technology issue. It's all has to do with
Money.
yeah. There
Well,
you go.
And big business.
if we're going to
Who
talk
gets
about
the
money
pieces?
and big business, we might as well mention that Skype was bought by Microsoft.
Oh,
for
yeah, good call.
$8.6
Didn't we discuss
billion.
this
That's
already?
actually in our show notes. You jumped ahead a little bit. That's
can't
Yeah,
believe
so
we
you're
didn't talk about
fired,
this
man.
Oh,
You
damn.
never work in this game again.
and right before that news broke. Skype and Facebook were working on a deal.
They're still.
Oh, it came out of
Yeah.
the blue.
It's
Came
still
out of
going
the
to
blue.
happen because it's still in Microsoft's interest to
Well,
be there.
I think
because they
Microsoft.
hate Google.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? No, I think Microsoft is going to get in bed with Facebook and say, "Look, we will give you Skype if you let us be your partner."
That
It would
probably
be a
is true.
brilliant move.
Doesn't that already exist though? Like,
What,
isn't
Skype?
Bing doing search
Yeah,
for Facebook? Is that a partnership
there
or
is a
not?
partnership.
Oh
there
yeah,
already.
they've got it in there. I think really I can totally see that's the piece that's missing for Facebook.
And they were talking about a long time ago. I don't know what happened with that, but Facebook and Microsoft were talking about a deal for documents like the Word and Excel and all that. I don't know how that would fly on Facebook, though. Really, I have no idea what James is doing.
He's a t-shirt fashion show here.
T-shirt
If
model.
only we had a camera on there. Oh, we did have a camera on him. Awesome. Yeah, for you
We-
people at
we-
home, have a good chuckle.
We were.
What the heck was he doing?
A couple, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. I was at the Make Web Not War
Mm.
conference that Microsoft had put on about open source communities and things like that.
Yeah.
And they were saying they're very committed to the open source stuff. So
Yeah, and actually they're changing their Windows Phone 7 now. They're going ahead to Windows Phone 8. And they're going more open source, right?
yeah,
So I've got this Windows Phone here, and I was like, totally, yeah, it's a pretty cool platform. It's pretty cool.
Sweet.
And they're developing all these apps, and now they're going to this new Windows Phone 8, and it's breaking the code.
yeah.
So the new phone's not going to be backwards compatible with the old phone, and it's
Yeah, but that's kind of like what
Typical.
it's
it's
the same thing as Apple's iPhone. I mean, come on. If you had an Apple iPhone 3, it's not necessarily got all the same apps that the iPhone 4 can use either. So
true, but the apps that do work on the 3 will work on
4.
the
on
4.
4, some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you buy a 4 app, it won't work on a 3 app. Maybe. But you could read that in the notes.
It is kind of sad that they're doing that, and people do kind of get screwed that way
Yeah.
with their phones. But, maybe that's a sign for our telephone communication companies to allow what I think TELUS is doing right now, which is switch whenever you want, right? Like, after you... Isn't that the deal? Like,
Yeah, you get the early device upgrade. fee, yeah.
upgrade fee, right? So I think that's a lot smarter idea, and I think that definitely helps put the power back in the consumer's hand, because if they're actually super excited about it, they can actually be an early adopter about it, and instead of being locked in for 3
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
I know. I wish I had a new phone, but
Yeah,
I
many
got the
people do.
consumer blues.
Oh, yeah. If only had that credit card sent to me in the mail.
We got to
Somebody else's name.
help him get a record deal for that one.
I know. It's very
Nokia.
oh, man, that's a nice shot of the stand.
So
So
they
I'll
said
have to put
that,
that in the show notes.
Microsoft might buy Nokia now, which is
Well, yeah, they
kind of interesting.
Oh, hey, and did you catch this week? IBM has passed or is projected to pass Microsoft in. Oh, I don't know. You have to look it out.
Viruses?
But, no. In business performance, that's a nice general way of putting it. I don't know if it's
What, they're better managed?
stock performance or.
Watson decided to kick somebody's ass.
You never know.
Well,
Yeah.
Watson was their smart computer. It was on Jeopardy that beat Ken Jennings and the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But come on, anybody could beat Ken.
Hey, remember last week or not last week, but the week before, we were talking about Netflix?
Yes.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And you were saying you like Netflix.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now the most used downloadable or
It takes up
streaming thing, yeah.
a huge percentage of the bandwidth.
Oh yeah,
The
hey,
internet, yeah.
do you want some Netflix notes? I got some Netflix notes here. Let me just pull out my 18-point
I just wish
font
there was
here.
more shows.
No, this is the old Netflix notes.
What is the
Yeah,
file
no, this is-
format,
no, this is-
or
this is-
how do
this
you
is stupid
consume
and
your
everything.
Netflix movies?
Streaming.
Per Holly
Streaming.
report, Netflix paid subscribers base should surpass 20. Oh yeah, it is now.
And
That is
what
the
is
old
what is
Netflix
the
notes.
resolution you
The
get?
new Netflix
Like
notes
pixel dimension, let's say.
is Netflix has surpassed pretty much everybody else now in terms of
Oh, yeah.
using the bandwidth.
Yeah.
And so they were saying that this is a win for the
Usage-based billing.
for the industry, because they were so ticked off about the whole BitTorrent thing, and now Netflix has surpassed BitTorrent, all BitTorrents in downloads.
Yeah.
Except they've got an issue with bandwidth caps.
Yeah. Well,
And they are ticked off. They're not, as it says here in my notes, they are not taking it sitting
Sitting
down,
down.
lying down,
no,
lying down.
I wouldn't either if I was them. But
So they're
Not
going and
doing it.
presenting to was it Congress?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not Canadian Parliament. Put it that way,
no, but
because they'll just copy whatever happens.
well, hopefully then because Verizon and all those guys. As for Tristan's question about what kind of quality you get pretty good quality. Depends.
Yeah,
on,
it's okay. Here's a note.
depends.
Even in Canada, where Netflix has only been operating a short time, the service has been a significant impact on data traffic. Despite launching just last September, Netflix now has more than 800,001 subscribers. The Maven being the one.
I'm the one.
Subscribers, counting about 10% of the country's broadband subscribers. And it accounts for about 13.5% of data traffic. 13.5% of data traffic for the
In
whole of Canada.
And
All of
Canada.
Canada.
and 61 point.
So that's well over 5 gigabytes worth of data.
And they also account for 61% of all movies watched. So only 48% has been pirated.
So and it says, but Netflix isn't taking this
right?
threat of bandwidth capping bending over. I mean, lying down. The streaming company met with FCC last week, which is the federal. Oh, I can't say those words on TV.
Yeah, not Congress. The FCC.
Yeah, the FCC. That's a very bad 2 CC words. And shares a letter with the CEO, Reed Hastings, had penned about the pen. That means to write down, by the way, for never mind, about the impact of broadband caps have on it and other internet firms, which basically means that, dudes, you greedy so-and-sos, get out of here. This cap is just a bunch of BS, and it's just a con. It's a big con. They're
totally
just
is.
gouging like crazy. So somebody go there and shoot some people, man.
Let's,
Not that I'm condoning murder,
Don't
but if
shoot
you could just
anybody.
yeah.
Don't
Well,
do
and
it.
if you do, don't blame this show.
Don't
let's
do
add
it.
that
But
video.
Bob told me to do it.
Let's add that video
What?
that explains the difference between bandwidth and speed.
Oh yeah, we'll put that in the show notes. It is awesome.
We should also put in the video
Just
of Rick
shows you how
Mercer
big guys are.
and the history of the Canadian business person.
Oh, that's killer.
And
We'll definitely put that in the show. That's
That's
like-
a great one.
That
It's like
is
what are you
hilarious.
doing? I'm faxing an order. What do you mean you're faxing an order? What are you doing now? I'm emailing somebody. What? Why would you even do that? Pick up a phone. What is this doing to improve your business? Canadian business. Behind times by 10 years.
behind the times and still struggling.
Oh man.
What?
For
What?
small business, man. It's huge.
Oh,
Like
man.
most of our internet businesses and things like that, like it would just kill the infrastructure if we all had to pay these usage-based billing caps.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
but you know what? The
absolutely.
biggest
Even cloud service providers and things like that. It's just
that's nothing. You know what's causing this bandwidth drain on this country? That's why we're getting bad internet. The thing that's causing the bandwidth drain is Boo, the world's cutest dog. Really, he's got 2.7 million views on YouTube. I mean, it's all this little cute dog's
He's
fault.
the world's cutest dog.
I mean, you see him; he is so cute.
Is he a pug?
Yeah, but that
No, he is like really. You look at him, you say, "No way, that is an animation."
2.7 million is nothing compared to
Nothing.
Rebecca Black.
Yeah, Rebecca
Yeah.
Black's 100 million.
Yeah, I know, but it's a dog, and he just got a book deal. What's
So?
with that? And he's one of the most popular. He is the most popular dog on
Well,
Facebook
Clifford got a book deal.
after
Clifford
Madonna.
the big. Oh, I love Clifford the big red dog.
He
yeah.
got a book deal.
But
That-
he's not a real dog though.
Yeah, exactly.
Is
He's
he?
a fantasy dog. Well, this I tell you, Boo
Must
looks
have
like
been
a
at one
fantasy dog, and he's a dumb dog too. You should see him do tricks. This is like you got the camera in the kitchen is on this stupid looking cute dog, and he's wearing a T-shirt, and the lady says sit, and he doesn't move, and it's just like roll over, he doesn't move, and then she backs up the guy, come here, boy, come here, Boo, come here. And he's like a statue, and then
What's
eventually
the
comes.
book going to be about?
It's Boo's life. Pictures of Boo having fun and doing stuff. We'll put a
so
link
it's
in the
like
show.
a picture book.
Well, yeah, I mean, he can't
Complicated
write a
book.
lot. I mean, he's a dog. Come on.
I don't know.
Maybe ghostwriter. Like,
He can take pictures apparently.
Wow. My niece's cat is Boo.
really?
We should get them together.
And it could be the Boo Boo Show. It could be
I'm
big
gonna
hit.
yes.
Sky, say,
Well-
just type in under Google Boo Boo. You'll get some great references.
Don't type boo.
Well, Boo, our Boo did get onto. I think it's stuffs on cats. She
Cat.
got on that
The cat
website,
show.
Stuff on Cats.
Don't
Boo
don't
got on there.
whatever you do not Google Boo Boo stuff on cats because you're just gonna get some really nasty 175,000 porn sites. You know,
If you're into cats though, check out Homer the blind cat though.
really
Yeah, it was actually.
is that the
about-
one that bumps into stuff?
No, it's really about a cat that's blind. It's a beautiful, touching story.
Is it
Yeah, he was a
That's
kitten that was born
boring.
blind, but he's still alive and
doing his thing?
doing his thing. It's
He
awesome.
doesn't do funny tricks.
Probably doesn't realize.
No, he doesn't
it's a
do
cat, does
funny
it?
tricks, but it's something.
She
that
get him together with Boo.
maybe no.
Maybe could
What,
Boo
what
could do
goes
a
through the mind of a
Boo
blind
should do a
cat?
charity
Well,
charity
read
campaign.
his book, Homer the Blind Cat.
Yeah, dude, come on, get it together.
The person that writes for
Illiterate
this
so
so
philosophy?
and so.
Where do I find a philosophy section?
it maybe I don't know. My girlfriend's
Just
really
just
into
past
it, so
the cat
check it
litter
out.
section.
It's actually really nice. Homer,
man.
I follow him on Twitter. I like Homer the Blind Cat.
Oh no. Okay, so
Me.
Okay,
I'm
we're
into that
done.
obnoxious
Show notes,
orange.
Andrew.
move
Andrew,
on
we
God's
need
sake.
you.
Next,
Step in.
Yeah. Okay. May 21st, 2011, the post-rapture looting day. Come on. I had to slip that one. No, come on. The world ends May 22nd, 2011. We don't have an exact time yet, but
I
around that.
got my to-go bag all packed and ready to go.
Now, we don't
and,
know if that's Mountain Standard Time. But anyways, apparently the rapture comes. So when all those people
turn
get
your oven off.
taken
before-
out to go to
before you
heaven,
leave.
we can loot, man, because there'll be all these houses empty, all these Christians, they disappear, and they have these big houses. I'm moving in. I'm going to be squatting in. No? Doesn't work that
Supposedly,
way?
this guy claimed that this was the same thing back in the 70s. This is the same.
Oh,
guy.
yeah, all those people
So
went
he's
into the
0
Christian
for
houses.
1 already.
Man, that sucks. I
Hey,
was
you know-
all ready to move into a big house. I just had
Plus,
all
the
marked
hockey
out.
game's going to be on that night.
I
Why would
went
you even
to-
want to
Yeah.
go do anything
Yeah.
else?
Could
I
you
went,
imagine the hockey game and some the rapture happens and half the players disappear? It's like, oh, that sucks.
They wouldn't disappear.
That's
I
what
went
you get
down
for-
to Chichen Itza.
I don't believe in the
Chichen Itza?
Don't worry.
You know the big
Oh, okay, so you're going to be hanging
Wait,
around.
wait.
Mayan.
Wait, let's talk.
Temple.
Let's
What
talk-
happens to we're the only 5 people that aren't getting sucked on the rapture? We're doing the podcast and nobody listens. Oh, hang on. Nobody listens already, so we're okay.
Just bring the mics along, and we can
can
do the
broadcast
podcast
as
from
we're going
wherever
to
we're
paradise.
going.
Special report. And we have God here after the rapture.
Right.
Dude, so tell us
Special
about social
guest
media.
this evening.
This
What
whole
I like to
special
get on my
2-hour
Facebook
show.
account. Yeah, 2-hour show.
this whole rapture
Ah.
thing in
God will be
2012
taking
and all
your
this,
questions.
it's all been misinterpreted.
Yeah.
In what sense?
Well, I went down to Chichen Itza a couple of years ago, and
That's that tequila bar just down on 14th.
it's the Mayan temple down in the
Oh, that's a strip bar. Yeah.
down close to
Awesome, man.
Cancun there. And it was like an hour and a half drive, and there was this guy. He must have been like this university professor. He did this lecture the whole time about the Mayans and 2012 and what's happening and all that, and it's the dawning of a new age. And everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not the end of the world; it's the end of the age of Pisces. He says.
Yeah, it's the age of
man,
Aquarius.
so all Pisces
the
will
dawning
die.
of Aquarius.
It's the age
So,
of Aquarius.
it's the
No, it's the death of Aquarius.
spiritual awakening.
of humanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
So how is that? How
I was talking to Dr. Love, and that is his philosophy. If you
How
want
is
to check him
that-
out, he's on Facebook, Dr. Love. Awesome guy. He has got the most intense blue eyes. He's
What does that
full
have
of
to
love.
do with
Full of
Armageddon?
love.
Is that the guy from
I
the
don't get
Kiss
it.
song?
No.
Call Me
he's-
Dr. Love?
No, different. Different. No, this guy, this is it. I mean, that's what he's talking about.
I agree with Andrew, though. I do believe it's
Free
the age
love
of
everywhere.
Aquarius. And I think that they got it wrong, that the world's not going to end. It's just that we need to change from Earth time to space time.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, we got to go into
Nice.
the universal clock.
Yeah, why does
All right.
Picard always like Stardate 15735755?
Yeah, what's with those numbers?
Yeah, because
Like, who
he's
thought
like
of that stuff?
well, Gene
Some,
Roddenberry.
yeah. Look, he did a lot of acid, man. So he knows stuff's going to happen in
And
the
they're
future.
communists.
Who?
Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Don't
Sure,
start
no
hating on-
personal.
Totally.
They have no personal possessions, right?
Exactly.
Don't
What's
start
up with
hating
that?
on the Star
And they were
Trek
always
nerd.
at war.
Hey,
You know,
John Luke.
I
And it
want
does-
to. I want to know.
John
If there
Luke
is
Picard
no
had his
free
bottle of
market
scotch.
model. What is motivating people to work hard and to
The
you know,
Ferengi were into the free market model. If you watch
Big time.
Star Trek,
Hey,
I do watch
and the
it.
Romulans and all those other guys were into it. Don't make me get the Star Trek nerds
No,
after
I,
You
you.
know
I
what
think,
it was?
I think Star Trek is an allegory for the Cold War.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But you know what? I think it makes a better allegory for the freemium model.
You don't screw with Star Trek guys, man. I can't wait
I'm
to
not,
hear
I'm
the
not,
hate
screwing
on
I'm
it.
not
Listen.
screwing with
Hey,
you. I'm just.
Not
Did-
me.
it's
I'm
a
saying the people that
hypothesis.
enjoy the show. You're
Hey,
going to
did-
get so much email.
I enjoy the show as well. Why can't I say that?
Hey, no, did you guys see Captain Kirk
Yes.
do the Canadian O Canada?
Yes.
Awesome.
Did he do it in the style of?
Yeah, he did. O Canada. O.
Wasn't that
I'm
part
thinking
of the
of
Do you
Olympics?
think
Elton,
that's name-
the
you know,
Elton
he-
John song he did.
He tried to
which
rewrite
one
the
was it?
Canadian anthem. It sounded great when he did it.
Candle of the Wind.
Canada
No.
win? No. That was about the princess that got knocked off.
I'll get it in a minute.
All right. What? Keep talking.
Okay, so we got a
Talk.
couple short
Talk
things
amongst
here.
Oh,
yourselves.
okay. So Netflix. Oh no, we've done.
Have
that
you heard
one.
of LibreOffice?
Yeah. What's with that LibreOffice?
Well, everyone's talking about cloud computing, right?
Yeah.
So this
Well,
is
somebody's come up with an on-cloud computing free
Uncloud.
software like OpenOffice.
Oh.
And but apparently you can do a lot more. There's more applications and whatnot, so you can download that for free, and you got a whole suite like
Yeah, we're going to put that in the show notes. You can click on it and get into the cloud computing.
yeah. No, it's not cloud computing.
It's not. What is it?
It's just
It's
like
ditch
OpenOffice,
computing.
but better apparently.
Well-
You download the applications to your computer, it'll, just like you would use
And it uses
Microsoft.
your CPU to do stuff. What a brilliant idea.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
The other thing we're going to talk about
This
is
thing called a
Intel-
hard drive. It's
Intel
inside your
Kristen
computer.
remembers what
You
he
can
was
put
talking
stuff
about.
on it.
Is TweetShot. Have you heard of TweetShot?
Yeah, that's what.
You can take a screenshot of whatever's on your page,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
you
I
can
thought it was to do with heroin.
tweak it, and then you can share it. It's called TweetShot, and it's. I played with it a little bit.
Meh.
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 what I
That's
say
the
too,
first
meh.
meh we've had in a long
Meh.
time. It's awesome. Meh.
And what
What's
else
this
do we got here?
Cooey.com? That's the one that you
that's
can use to
interesting,
call
yeah.
your budgie. isn't
No.
Cooey,
Cooey.com
Cooey.
is a new search engine, and it's exclusively a social media search engine.
Yeah, for old people.
So you can search
Cooey.
the social sphere using Cooey. That's KOOII .com, and it's kind of a funky looking site. And check it out, and we'll maybe talk about it next week when we have more experience with it.
Okay.
And speaking
more
of
homework for Bob. Okay, fine.
Kristen, have you remembered yet, or I'll keep going?
Daniel, thanks for bringing that up again.
Daniel,
What? From who?
Daniel, the Elton John song.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Elton John. Yeah.
done by
Daniel, my brother. Hang on, wasn't that
Done
I'm not gonna go down
by
Boney M.
the
Kiss.
actor you just mentioned.
Frank Sinatra.
No,
Oh, that was a couple shows ago.
I forgot
But,
the second half of it.
So we'll be back later with our cocktail
I'll just turn my
mavens,
mic off for a while.
hey Tristan, are you on Empire Avenue?
He's on something.
No,
No,
but
you're
that
not.
sounds good.
You're not on Empire Avenue yet.
No,
Yeah, you better get on it, man. I hear it stimulates the brain.
It's all
So
right.
Tommy, you're not on Empire Avenue, are you?
She doesn't have Twitter.
What is that?
Okay. So I haven't signed up yet. I'm gonna try and I'm
What?
gonna do it this week.
Man, oh man.
And
you're gonna-
the Niche Prof though has come up with a website. I don't know if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
familiar with the Niche Prof.
Oh, he is all over that. I mean, I don't know what his score right now, but it's pretty.
He's over 100.
Did we crash again?
No, it's just
Yeah, you crashed.
I didn't crash. No,
No?
I just timed out.
Timed out.
Anyways,
It's something that PCs do, I hear.
yes, it is. They
They
log
time
you out.
out.
Anyways, he's got a website called
The Niche Prof.
EmpireAvenueTips.info, where he
I better check
goes
that
over
out.
strategies and talks about all this different stuff. And what he'll do, and he has a blog talk radio show called The Niche Prof every Sunday morning at 9:30, and it's available on iTunes as well. And what he does is he'll look at people that had just signed up on Empire Avenue, and you'll see what they've got on their Empire Avenue account, and then you'll look at everything else they have. So if they have a YouTube account and they have all this stuff,
He buys their stock.
and he'll buy their stock, and then
he'll
he'll
flip it.
and then you'll call them up or contact them on Twitter, and he'll advise them on how to.
He's working the
So
market,
he's
man.
working the market big time, and
He does realize it has no value, these coins that he's winning.
no, but he's just
He's
he
just
likes-
into
He's
winning.
just trying to help improve people's social media scores and things.
Yeah.
Nah, he's just trying to make money.
But I mean, Empire Avenue already does that when you buy your advisors and things like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's good that he wants to get out and actually reach out and touch people, which is
Well, that's actually his whole.
It's,
his
Yeah,
whole,
well, it's
his
a way
whole
of
thing.
making it social, right? It's
Yeah.
it's him interfacing and giving free advice, and it's very cool.
And he's only doing
As
the
long as
things
it's
that
free.
would increase his score in the first.
Well,
place.
he is a prof, so he's getting paid for it anyways. So
well, and then
he's a social media prof.
it's improving his branding. Then
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
all about your online awareness.
I've been slacking at my Empire Avenue though.
Me too.
Well, me too. I haven't even signed up yet.
I've
Well, that's about as
I
slack as you
I
can
think
get.
I bought 200 shares in Podcast Hero. So, and if I
How
haven't, I'm
did
going
you
to go.
do it? If
You
I
can,
haven't?
as long as you have a Twitter. If you have a
No, it's
Twitter
the Bunker
account,
Project.
you can
Oh,
already
really?
buy anybody's shares.
So you've already got shares.
I think.
No,
I
it's the
might-
Bunker Project. You got shares.
Well, I was going to go home and buy these shares, but because in 2 weeks when this comes out, then I do own shares in Podcast Hero. So
Yeah,
some
exactly.
time traveling magic.
There you go.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I want in on the 975. That's a good deal.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Bob's-
here's another one here. Boomerang, Gmail plugin.
We're going to talk about that again.
Yeah, we did that like a couple of weeks ago.
Did we?
A couple of shows
That
ago.
was like a
Absolutely.
couple
yeah,
of
that's
months
the-
ago.
Yeah, exactly. Boomerang is basically if you send an email and say, "Oh, I sent it to the wrong person,"
No,
you got 30
that's
seconds
not
to undo
Boomerang.
it.
Boomerang's
That's
the
not
one where
Boomerang.
you can send away the email for a couple of weeks and then it'll come back to you.
No,
when
no,
you want
30
it.
seconds.
Only 30 seconds.
You got 30 seconds to just pull it away. So you send it. Say, "Oh no, I didn't mean to send that. I flamed it too much."
Well,
Grab
no, you can send out emails on a delayed basis.
yeah.
That was like
It's time shifted emails.
I think that was
So-
6 months ago.
It was a
Did
long
we
time
talk
ago.
about that on this
oh
show?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Is that the
man.
one with
Yuka.
Yeah.
Chow,
Yeah.
I think it was.
No.
I don't know who was here. I remember I drank some beer. That's all I can about remember.
Bob, you brought up the show notes from the past.
No, those are your show notes. I just copy and pasted them, man. Nice
Brought them
try.
up from the
Nice
past.
try. Deflect.
What about Lady Gaga getting 10 million followers on Twitter?
What about it?
That's crazy.
Well, it is, but like
Did she just join Twitter recently?
I don't make any money off her,
No.
so I'm not really interested.
No,
Is that like the new record?
Yes.
If I
Justin
was a
Bieber had
publicist,
9
I'd be
million.
really
She
happy.
beat her by 1 million.
I think we're finished.
She beat him by 1 million. So,
Beat who?
not Justin Bieber.
Oh, okay.
This one.
What happened to
Yeah,
Charlie
he's out
Sheen?
of favor.
All right, so we talked about Boomerang a long time ago, so we're not going to talk about it.
So,
again.
but we are going to bring up a new exciting thing called.
I was going to say that you could use Boomerang to auto post to Posterous or ping.fm. and
Yeah, but you can
places
do
like
that with Hootsuite.
Or Hello.
And hey,
Text.
we should be. Hey,
'Cause you
everybody
can
should do
send to an
Hootsuite because
email
it's a Vancouver
address.
company. That's all I got to say.
That's a good point.
You got to support the
Yeah.
local heroes, and they are. They're so cool. In fact, we're going to try and invite them, get them on the show. I think that would be sweet. Get the boys here, see if we get some free Hootsuite accounts. Oh, hang on, they're free already. Oh well,
Maybe we can get some owls or some hats or shirts or
oh,
something.
get
that'd
a
be
hoot
awesome.
kit.
Maybe,
Maybe they'll bring the owl down.
You just have to
well,
ask for
why don't we
who-
just get them to buy us some beer? I think that'd be much more appropriate.
I don't think they'll buy you there.
Does the owl drink beer?
They can indirectly
Yeah, they
buy us
actually
beer.
they have sometimes they'll have a whole keg that they drink at work.
Out of the owl?
No, not out of the owl.
Oh,
But they.
because an owl would make a great keg cooler to keep it from.
But how great is that workplace? I mean, on a Friday you get a whole keg of beer. It's kind of like working at EA.
Yeah, Be awesome. I bet you they get a lot done there too.
They have beer Fridays at EA as well.
Oh.
So
Totally cool, man.
beer and cake. Oh, I should mention that.
Well, that's sick.
Yeah, that is kind of a
Beer and
weird
cake, what is it,
combination.
like maybe beer and hot dogs, or
Beer-
Or hot wings.
beer
Beer
and
and
something
bacon.
carcinogen.
Wings.
Beer and carcinogens.
I
Very
love
nice.
carcinogens.
Oh man, they're so good, especially if you put cheese on it.
Mm.
Oh,
Change the cheese. You
carcinogens.
change the taste.
Hey, Google answers to the Facebook like button is the meh button. No, just kidding. It's the Google +1 button, which is so Google. A +1, that's got to be the most boring button in the world. The +1 button. Google, what were you thinking?
They're
It's
trying
like
to get
Plus
invited.
one what?
You
Guess.
just like that's their like button. It's like
Oh.
I like it by +1
So
or
Google-
that's
+2.
lame.
It's totally
Google's,
lame. It's very Google,
They're coming
Yeah.
up with a button that you can put on every web page, and you can
and it's the +1 button.
give it a
You know,
plus.
They
hey,
have
you
other
know, I
buttons.
was just
you can have a +2 as well, but it's a premium.
Speaking of Google, I was just thinking the other day what would be a really good idea for their algorithm. You know, they keep reinventing it and trying to come up with way or sort of organic ways of tracking what people are doing and how a website is built to rank it and decide whether
Yeah.
it's good or not.
Yeah.
How about when I search and I do a search and a page of results come up and I click the first result and go, no, this isn't what I want to look for. I can back out of it and I can rank it down.
Yeah,
And
they
go
they,
to the next
they
one.
already have that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Where? I
That's-
haven't
that's
seen
what,
it.
That's what this thing is. It's
Oh,
basically
okay.
you can set it up to if you're on your Google account and you're doing searches under your Google account. If you say I don't like this site and this is a BS, this is bad content.
Oh, but-
they will downgrade it for your account.
Right.
So they will never. They basically said no. These guys I don't want to deal with ever again. And when they do the next search, if they run to that, they don't come up
Watch,
on the search.
How long will it take for a black hat technique to come out in which you can automate that process and downrank all of your competitors?
No, but it would only downrank for people that are logged in
but
using
that's,
that. It
but
would,
that's
it would
what
be
I'm
based on
saying.
their
It should,
algorithm.
it should be anonymous and it should be wider across the board, and it should be built into
No, but
how
if
they
it-
actually rank a website.
But the thing is, if it was anonymous, then you could black hat it. If it's
Right, right,
individuals under their account, then it's based on their algorithms and what they look for. So if you're always looking for cute little doggies, and then
As
whenever
we know
time
you always are.
yeah, and if cats and pizzas come up because in China they got great dog pizza, you say no, I'm into that. So then those sites wouldn't come up. So it learns, ongoing. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. It's an alive thing. It's alive in 3D. Sorry. So
Apparently, the big trend on Twitter right now is some chick showed her boobs at the Canucks game.
yeah, well, not surprising.
You know what I don't like about hockey?
The boobs.
It's no.
Yeah,
I like
you hate
I don't.
boobs.
I love the boobs. There's just not enough of them. But
exactly. What's
it's-
with that, huh? Why can't they have naked? day?
Unlike soccer and football, where you have a big field and it's easy
Soccer
to
and
kind of
football isn't that the same thing?
What about cricket?
Hold on. Let me just finish my
all
thought.
right.
You like sailing, soccer, and football. You're
Hang on, sheets of ice.
You can't streak. How do you streak at a hockey game? How do you get over those plexiglass?
you don't.
You know why? It's
Exactly.
because you're so cold.
That
your
is my
manliness
problem.
just
That is
doesn't-
what I
guys
don't
that
like
have-
about
Look,
it.
You just throw
Look,
octopus
if
on
you're
the ice.
if you're naked, yeah, for sure. You're timed out.
I'm
Okay,
timed
fine,
out.
Fine. How much time we have
Yeah.
left in the show?
We got 5
We-
minutes.
More,
All
one
right,
more
I'm
beer.
timed out. too.
Everybody's
Timed out. Timed out.
Every time. That was
All
us
right.
just saying we're not going to have any more beer because we're totally
if, would you
pissed.
really want to go streaking across the ice where there's some giant men with metal blades on their feet and big sticks and helmets?
Well, no,
They
not
would
me.
laugh-
I
no,
don't
the thing-
streak myself, but I like that a
You know what? I
sport
think
has
we
the
should.
capacity for
If you
streaking.
believe that Tristan should go streaking somewhere in Vancouver,
No, they
I
just-
want you to call into the show or send some money. And once we get over
Yeah, well-
$200, Tristan will streak down
Well,
Robson
hold
Street
on,
for you.
hold on.
We're going to black hat
But
at 200. He'll
Who
do it
gave
for
you
50.
the authority to set the price? 200 is
I'm
not
just,
enough.
I'm
I was
just
gonna say
being the
I need
person
at
here.
least 300.
That's why they throw octopus on the ice because they
The
can't.
only
streak.
Yeah.
the only reason you would never streak on the ice as a guy, as soon as your foot hit that ice, you would become very unmanly.
And you would probably if your feet were wet or damp, you'd probably stay where you
Yes,
you'd
like,
step down and go, I'm not going
damn,
anywhere.
and then you'd be
I
standing
actually
there.
saw a
It's
whole
horrible.
documentary about streakers and the art of streaking. And there's
Oh.
professional streakers that actually got money
Have
and
branded
still getting
streaking.
paid for it is awesome.
By
Yeah,
putting
they have a
logo on
little
their back.
banner on there, and they're streaking along with this banner flapping in the wind. Yeah. Okay.
That's some social
Well-
media at its finest. Yeah.
I think
Well,
we're coming to a close here. I think
Well,
we haven't
thank
covered
God for
this,
that with subjects.
one last subject.
Why-
here.
why is
What's
that?
the last subject? Let's
Andrew,
just
why do you always
drag
say
out.
that right after I make a comment?
I don't
It's
know.
always right after I have something to say. It's always,
'Cause
we're
you
coming
don't-
to a close
You
here.
don't come out of your little shell until like 55 minutes into the show.
I gotta
Yeah,
get
when he
warmed
does
up.
come out, he's so obtuse. It's embarrassing. All right, so what do you want to talk about? Bread?
Yeah, Brad. Let's talk
All right.
about
Yeah,
Brad.
what the hell is bread?
BRE.AD. That's like really super new. I just found about it like today
It's not
or
even fully
yesterday.
launched yet.
It's not even launched. You go there and you have to get a permission to get an account. Blah blah blah. Basically, it's a new URL shortener, but what it's all around giving. So if you have a charity or some social organization that's trying to raise money
Or your own brand.
or your brand or whatever,
Anything you want to leave a message to. So I don't know if it's...
but it's not for commercialization. It's not advertising. It's not billboard. It's about raising money and being nice.
Kind of like Facebook was once.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
kinda
basically
like
It's
that.
not about the money.
It's
How
not
would
about
this-
the money.
Nobody does anything on the internet.
Oh, it's
for
still
money.
not about the money. That's the
How would
sick
this?
thing.
How do you think it's going to fly, though? Okay, so you click on this shortened URL.
I think
this
they're
Brad
toast.
URL.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
And before it goes to the link that you're clicking through to go to, it'll go to this page, this bread page, with a message on it, like a charity or your brand or your Facebook page
Yep.
or some kind of call to action to go somewhere else.
Yep.
And it'll go there for 5 seconds.
And then boom, it'll take
And then
you there.
it'll take you to the link that you click through. So
Automatically.
Boop.
Boop. So that would be. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to go there with the
Hmm.
derogatory. comment.
So to me, I'm like, oh, it's kind of interesting, but how for how many clicks would I be in? Would I want to see? Some
Yeah, kind of like
brand
it's kind of like having a flash intro page. You go to a website, it's got this flash, and they skip. You're looking for that skip button as fast as possible. Skip this junk. I want to get to the information.
Yeah.
But it
Really?
also gives you an opportunity to stop and find out what this bread is all about, and then you might have all these links going through that people don't even get through because they
I'll have to
stop
give that
and
a-
sign up for a bread account.
I think we'd have to give it a bunker meh.
Yeah, it's a myth.
It's nonsensical. I mean, maybe
Is
it's
it worth
very
looking
fair.
at and checking out? And
Well, I'm going to check it out.
I
Definitely,
signed up
I'm going
for
to
it.
try and
I've
exploit it. Definitely, and see how far I
I've
can
already
get.
signed up for an account, and we'll see how it goes. But
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
I'm up for anything, but
Hey, and we're going to put a bunker link up there.
I'm not
for
sure
sure.
it's going to work.
For sure,
I'm
but,
down with charity and stuff like that. And I mean, Chrome did a good job with their, search the internet, look at web pages, and we'll donate each link that you look at or web page. If you got to 10, you got the book, or you got,
yeah.
some food and things like that. Like those are good charity stuff like that. But I don't know about this
I don't know. My favorite charity scheme was what?
charity scheme
Well, it's charity angle,
angle
technique,
yeah, technique.
Scam, strategy.
That's a much better word, strategy.
compared to scam.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so this technique strategy was the Vancouver hockey team. I'm not allowed to mention their name because every time I do, they lose. They
won tonight.
yeah, well, they represent a charity, and instead of going to the players and say, hey, give me $20,000, they went to the players and say, listen, we want to use your name on Facebook, and we want you to go out there and tweet out and Facebook out and say, hey, please donate $5, please donate $3, please donate $10 for me because I believe in this cause and I like you to do that. And they raised $10,000 in an evening.
Nice.
So that's looking at it differently. Instead of like, oh, here's a bunch of rich guys that are making millions and millions of dollars, give me the millions, give me some money, which they probably get inundated with all the time. Say, listen, we just want to use your social media power to ask the masses for very small amounts of money. Just give $1.
Yeah.
I'm your hockey hero. Please give $1 to poor. And they made a ton of money.
Well,
So it's
recently,
a nice strategy.
recently
That was a Shane Gibson strategy, by the way.
recently they've been doing the beards for the playoffs, so that was quite a nice charity aspect for it. It's kind of like Movember, but for the playoffs.
So that was
Cool.
Andrew. So we got distracted because there was a Veet commercial going there, or Kit, or something like that, and
Yeah.
it is for women's legs or something to do
Oh,
with
there
their
it is. Okay.
lower women.
So
hey, we
going
got
back,
advertising on our stuff.
going
Amazing.
back to the flashing woman. Apparently, she flashed
Yes.
the
The goalies.
in the penalty box when the guy was getting the penalty box. She flashed the guy in the penalty box, and it
All
went
right.
on the CBC broadcast.
Nicely done, CBC.
So yeah, and they were complaining about the green men. Well, there you go. Now you got boobed. So what's worse, two guys in spandex suits or a woman flashing her breasts?
Well,
Personally,
it depends
I like
on
the
the breasts. Depends on the breasts.
So-
They could be really ugly breasts.
It-
You know.
What?
What? What's coming in?
You tell that to some younger
Farmer.
person.
Yeah, exactly. What happened? It was like an udder attack.
That would be pretty
There
funny.
was the cow
actually.
there, and she just flashed her udder. Oh, it was
would
horrible.
be
There was milk
utterly
everywhere.
terrible.
Oh, it was, milk everywhere.
And
Oh.
with that, I think we're at time
all right,
because that was utterly
oh,
unbearable.
yeah, I know. All right.
We got to move on.
Yeah, hey, I'm not even going there, man. I'm just look at the end of the show. I'm intellectually,
And with that,
struggling.
Andrew utters the exit.
No, that's 3 utter jokes.
We're
and that is
outta
like
here.
it's Oh man!
And if you want
put it
to
away,
join us on the show and you can't come, join us on our Facebook page live by clicking the live stream button on the left-hand side of facebook.com/The Bunker Project. And you can call into the show at 1-877-636-1474 and leave a message and we'll bring you in.
And donate $300 to get Tristan to go streaking.
or just give it to me and I'll take pictures and Photoshop it.
And Twitter at Bunker Live. See you again next week.
Yeah, okay. Da-da. Yay! Oh, the crowd goes wild. Ooh. All right, that's enough.